You had a great time. Genuinely. The conversation was good. The people were people you actually like. You laughed. You were present. Nobody said anything weird. And then you got home and immediately wanted to lie face down on the floor and speak to absolutely nobody for the next 3 hours. If you've ever looked at yourself after a fun evening and thought, "What is wrong with me? I actually enjoyed that," this video is going to explain exactly what's happening. And I promise, nothing is wrong with you. Here's what your brain is actually doing while you're out having fun. Imagine an air traffic controller. Their job looks calm from the outside. They're just talking into a headset, looking at a screen. But internally, they're tracking 17 planes simultaneously, calculating distances, predicting routes, adjusting for weather, communicating with pilots, and making split-second decisions, all at once, without stopping, for hours. That's your brain at a social event. From the outside, you're just chatting. But internally, you're reading facial expressions in real time, tracking the tone of the conversation, adjusting what you say based on how it's landing, managing your own reactions, deciding what to share and what to hold back, monitoring whether you're talking too much or too little, and doing all of this simultaneously without pausing for the entire duration. Psychologist Mark Snyder at the University of Minnesota spent years studying this. He called it self-monitoring. His research, published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, found that people continuously regulate their behavior during social interactions to match social expectations. And this regulation, this invisible management, uses real cognitive resources every single time. The fun you're having is real, and the cognitive cost of managing the interaction is also real. Both are true at the same time. Here's where it gets really interesting. Think of your self-regulation, your brain's ability to manage, adjust, and monitor, like a phone battery. It starts the day fully charged, but every task that requires conscious effort drains it. Work meetings, traffic, decisions, and yes, social interaction. Every hour you spend actively engaging, adjusting, and self-monitoring draws from that battery. Now here's the part that trips people up. The battery doesn't know whether you're enjoying what's draining it. It just knows it's being drained. In 1998, researcher Roy Baumeister and his team discovered a phenomenon they called ego depletion. They showed that self-regulation acts like a muscle. Draw from that limited pool of mental energy for too long, and your ability to control yourself afterward plummets. While modern psychologists fiercely debate whether our brain actually runs out of physical fuel, anyone who has felt completely wiped out after a long day of filtering themselves knows just how real that fatigue is. And the science, contested or not, gives us a useful framework for understanding why. In plain terms, your brain spent hours managing a social performance. By the time you get home, the battery is nearly empty. The tiredness isn't a reflection of whether you had fun. It's a receipt for the amount of cognitive work you did. There's one more layer, and this one is the one that explains why some social events drain you more than others, even when all of them were enjoyable. Imagine wearing a pressure suit underwater. The suit protects you. It lets you function in an environment your body wasn't built for. But wearing it requires constant effort. You're always slightly aware of it, always adjusting, always working within its constraints. The longer you're underwater, the more exhausting the suit becomes, even if the dive itself was incredible. Psychologists Fisk and Taylor at Harvard described humans as cognitive misers. Our brains are constantly trying to preserve mental resources because navigating social environments is genuinely costly. The gap between what you're feeling internally and what you're expressing externally is the suit. The wider that gap, the more you're managing, adjusting, performing, the more it costs you. With people you're very comfortable with, that gap is small. The suit is light. You can stay underwater for hours. With people you're less familiar with, even people you like, that gap is wider. The suit is heavier. 2 hours feels like 4. This is why you can leave a family dinner feeling exhausted and leave an evening with your closest friend feeling almost refreshed. Same activity. Completely different cognitive cost. It was never about whether you liked the people. It was always about the width of the gap. So the next time you get home after a fun night and immediately want to disappear into your sofa, don't call it antisocial. Don't call it weird. Don't call it ungrateful. Call it what it actually is. Your brain ran a sophisticated social operation for several hours. It read people, managed impressions, tracked conversations, calibrated itself in real time, all while you were also genuinely enjoying yourself. That's not weakness. That's actually a lot of invisible work. And the sofa isn't you being broken. It's just your brain asking for its charger back.